So yeah, sorry, the phone heated up there. Still going a bit today, but it's not that important in this video, but it's sort of interesting nonetheless. Right, so what's actually happening is people endlessly argue about stuff. The thing about names and countries where you come from, how all that's been turned around. And you sort of celebrate your own slavery. So that's sort of feminism. It's like, it's such a shallow endeavour. So you're just fighting amongst yourselves. So I think that's really relative to just about all these causes. You end up fighting amongst yourselves. You're like slaves fighting together. You know. I think, and also a lot of people, that's aluminium. It took me ages to get that nut off. This is steel, and it's. Right, we could look at another box here. Like this one. So what I'm really doing, I suppose, is some type of philosophy. So, wow, look at all these. They would be handy, these washers, wouldn't they? What the hell's that in there? Oh, that's steel. These washers. That must be, that's steel in the middle. Have to separate that stainless steel. I think we'll keep these washers. So all the arguments and everything, all the stress. So we're always back to the crab theory. All these arguments that I have with people, they don't want me freeing myself away. And in a lot of regards I am already free, so they resent that, so they're fighting me to bring me back to being enslaved. That's pretty much what it is. In fact, we all are enslaved anyway, but we all are enslaved for the most part. So JK Rowling will go on to somebody else in time. Don't you worry about that. So that's fundamentally obvious. That's for the most part aluminium. Probably apart from these rivet screws. Oh, they seem to be. So I'm trying to help you people. I'm not trying to be mean and stupid. I'm not trying to, I'm doing this for your benefit, saying these things. Unless you're happy as a slave and just... Is that what it is? Are people happy being slaves? That's probably what it is. I think so. I think there's a lot of that. But that's aluminium, and I put that in the... It's just the screw. So what I've just remembered about is the lady that started the problem with me yesterday. Now I need to look up what triangulation means again. I believe it was a form of triangulation what she was doing, but I need to go and look up the definition, because what it was she was interfering. There was 3 people in this incident, let's call it. So there was me, there was the other lady, and there was the other lady. So when she complained to the lady that she shouldn't be giving me a packet of crisps, she was I believe, I need to look up the meaning of it, that she was triangulating. Now, so she was interfering with the lady that gave me the crisps, so she was stepping on her toes, so to speak, right? Because the lady wanted to give me a packet of crisps and she was happy to do so. She was standing on my toes because, on the one hand, she was saying that I'm not worth getting a packet of crisps given to me. Also, it was socially awkward as well, wasn't it? Because I was accepting it happily as a gift. And so that lady had an ill will towards me and was using somebody else. And what I never actually said was the lady that gave me the crisps actually threatened to slap her. That's not my I didn't. That is unfortunate. She said that, right? So the two of them were potentially going to be fighting. And now that I've processed the information, I need to look it up. I believe it's a case of triangulation what she was doing, or what she is doing. But of course, I haven't volunteered to be in this battle. So I think she's quite evil, yeah. But she's not going to get away with it. So, because I am going to insist that the people who organised the meeting sort this out, not me. Right? So that was a case of triangulation right there. What you'll get is people like her who don't. They would say that's nonsense because they don't want to face up to the fact. That they employ these are psychological tactics. So the way they can they just say it's just nonsense. That's what they would say if they were challenged and said that's what that is. Because their only option would be to say, yeah, you're right, I'm horrible, or that's psychobabble, is what they tend to say. Well, that's just made up psychobabble, That seems a shame, this, but oh well. It's just scrap. I think it's mostly ferrous. So always watch out for that. You don't want to be... So, on the one hand,